In May of 2021, I landed my dream job as a graphic designer in a super cool design studio in the heart of Sydney. It was everything that I wanted. Landing this role had literally been a dream come true. And then fast forward the next year, I ended up deciding to quit and to step away. And in one sense, that was kind of a big disappointment to myself for making that decision. But fast forward now, 5 years later, it was the best decision because I was able to then move away from that dream job and to build my dream career. And let me kind of flash back to even before I landed that job. Why I had this fixation in my head of this is my dream role is because in high school I did a quick work experience, literally 5 days, in a design studio in Surrey Hills in Sydney. They had a golden retriever running around. They had Macs everywhere. I was doing things like creating the Christmas cards. I was pulling together mood boards. I was working on really cool projects, thinking that was reality. But when you're thrown into the deep end of actually working, trying to make a living, getting paid a salary, the reality is very different. Because what I found out is that the day-to-day monotony and the inability to choose what type of projects you got to work on, the fact that you're just one cog in a really big machine, that you don't have much creative control on what you work on, who you get to work with, what times you get to work, all of these things just slowly started to drain the living life out of me. And then so what I did instead is I kind of followed that sinking feeling in my stomach that this isn't going to work out. Either I find another job or I try something different. So I ended up taking on little freelance projects on the side as a graphic designer, doing a poster here and there for a local real estate agent. And then what happened was I told my director that I'm studying a second degree, so I'm going to decline the offer for me to work on as a more extended period because I went part-time and then potentially working on full-time. And I said, I really love this team, but I think I'm just going to focus on my second degree, finishing that off. And he fully respected it. But the silver lining is he ended up introducing me to his friend who is just in the stages of starting his business. And that became my first big client that I ended up working with for 3 years now and continuously working on projects for them. And that is what jump-started my design career. And it's really cool to see how the lowest point in your career could end up be that jumping board for you to literally launch to the next stage. And a question that I want to encourage you guys to think about is, are you sacrificing your dream life for this idea of a dream job? Because I think our fixation with stability, with financial security, it takes a lot out of the joy of life. And even now, even though I say I'm building my dream career, that is still in progression. I don't think I'm living my dream life right now. And it's also the fact that trying to build your dream career also sometimes takes you away from living that dream life because your life is your day-to-day. And I want to touch on what happens after you do have your dream job or dream career is that either you realize the day-to-day is not what you expected and that it was all you hyping it up, building it up, you had the rose-colored glasses, and now in reality it's like, oh, so this is what it was all hyped up to be? It's not what I wanted. Or you end up loving it. So right now I run my own little design studio called Empty Studio, and I do branding and website projects for clients and I get full creative control. They really respect me. I hired my full-time graphic designer who's amazing and it's fun. But the dangerous side to that is, there's a saying where if you're doing something that you love, you're not working a second in your life. But let's kind of flip it around. If you love what you're doing, you end up working every single second of your life. And that's kind of true. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but because I know I love it so much and I feel so privileged to be in this position where I get to make a steady income, where I get to support my other full-time designer in doing what she loves. But the thing is, it's still, at the end of the day, working for your clients. You're committed to them. If I have to go away, like I did a couple months ago, I had to prepare a lot. I had to literally do pretty much those 2 weeks of work in the 2 weeks leading up to it so that they're not in the air. And I have 3 or 4 clients at the same time. So it's just quite chaotic, honestly. And sometimes you do feel like you can't catch a breath because this is what you love doing. You said that before. And you really want your clients to be happy. So you end up just trying to chase for perfection all the time. You try to be as productive as possible, give as much into your work as possible. And then your dream career kind of turns into a nightmare sometimes. So what I'm now in the process of doing is trying to shift away from having to deliver all the time, having to be part of the business all the time. And that's why you see people creating content online, because it's in the hopes that you build something up, you build an audience, you build a connected community, and then you can step away from client work because you can start to sell people maybe digital products. I'm trying to build a community at the moment, and I have already 2 coaching students who has gotten amazing results already. I haven't shared this at all. I think partly imposter syndrome, partly it's not ready. It's like a course with a community teaching creatives, copywriters, videographers, designers how to actually go from $0 to charging high ticket, where to find those clients that's going to pay you thousands of dollars per month, because that's exactly what I did. That's how I sustained my business, and they've gotten really good results. One of my students, she went from just $100 projects to landing her first $6,000 project in email marketing, and it literally makes me so happy. And I think that is something that's really missing from the world of client work and client fulfillment, like, because you have to be doing the work, pumping out the work. Either you hire, which takes away, of course, from your revenue and your profit. And the thing is, you can't guarantee that they're going to be able to give that attention to detail and that level of love and passion into those projects. So quality assurance is a huge thing. So that's why I think I really want to shift my business into providing value online at scale, recording this once, helping a lot of people out there, and then building a community of people who are in the same boat, helping them achieve what I have achieved, but also painting them the picture of once you get to 10K a month, once you get to 15K a month, what's waiting for you is not perfection and the fairy tale ending. It's burnout and not being able to keep up. And then so the next step is trying to productize the value that you can create and to turn it into digital products, to essentially build copies of you and not having to tie yourself to a business. I think that is the ideal world, and that is when you can choose the clients you get to work with. Maybe you just work on one project every single month. Maybe you just work with 2 clients every single year. Amy Porterfield, who is a really good course creator, she has her signature course called Digital Course Academy that I did take, and that is her signature offer. But she only takes on like 1 or 2 high ticket clients, like really high ticket clients, where she does one-on-ones with, and she charges an insane amount for that. And she gets to do what she loves. She doesn't have to put too much manual labor. She just needs to put out content every single week. So that's why I film a lot of videos on trying to encourage people to start YouTube, because I think that is literally the thing that's going to change everything else. So first, I think the roadmap, I guess, to having a career in a life you love is, number 1, knowing what it is that you enjoy, what you're good at, your skill set, your Ikigai, and then being able to monetize that in a very high ticket way. Finding dream clients, service them one-on-one, take 2 or 3 of them, get to 10K a month, build that consistency, that foundation, that confidence in your skills, and then being able to productize and create content of those skills and help other people, and then turn that into a digital product and kind of sell that on evergreen and recurring. And then you can reduce your client work, increase passive income streams, and then live your dream life. I think that is the blueprint, and that is what I share in my upcoming 10K Masterclass, where I pull back the curtains and share with you exactly how I got from first client to second client to first 10K project to more. And if you're curious, you can scan this QR code on the left to save your spot. This is literally like everything that I wish someone told me years back. And as a testament to my dream career right now, this little hoodie, the graphic I designed for my dream cafe, they opened up downstairs to my house back in COVID times. And it's called Haven Coffee. It's the most beautiful, beautiful cafe in Sydney, hands down. And I was like a little fangirl in the beginning, and the owners are really nice and really sweet. And they knew I did design because I always go in. Sometimes I'm like sketching stuff. Sometimes I'm on my computer. And recently they asked me to be their designer. And so now all the social media, all the packaging, all the merch, all their website, we just launched their website 2 weeks ago. And it has been crazy. It has been a whirlwind of a ride. I feel so blessed and so happy. And if I could only work with them for the rest of my life and just create content and do coaching and teach people how to do the same, like that would be dream life and dream career for me. So I sincerely hope that you also find that thing that sparks joy and never have to settle for that job that kills your joy. And if you like this video, I know you'll also like this one on the left right here, where I dive into deeper about how to build that dream life and dream career and how to find your footing in this crazy world. And we also have an audio version if you like listening on the go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.